welcome to Goldcrest Valley for a guide too, with me, MrSealyp. Pigs. Today I'm going to be looking at pigs. It's a revisited. I did a guide to pigs way back when, not long after the game came out, kind of thing. There have been a few changes, lots of new mods added and that kind of thing. So I thought, you know what, it's probably about time to do a guide to pigs revisited. Have a look at what's available now and the different options you can do, and also from things I've learnt from playing the game since I did my original one. So, pigs. We're going to look at how to buy them, how to feed them, how to look after them, and their breeding and all that kind of thing. So, first things first, we'll go into the menu. And if you look in the middle section, we have our pigs. Now, this is my Goldcrest Valley map that I've been playing since the game came out. I've got 85 pigs. Productivity's at 99%. Productivity's dropped because the cleanliness has dropped, and that's all important to looking after your animals. If you feed them everything, make sure they've got water, straw for bedding, and all the feed they need, as long as they've got all of that and they've got the cleanliness, you'll get 100% productivity. With enough animals, the reproduction rate on pigs is huge. They don't produce anything other than themselves. So you're producing new pigs, which you can then sell. That's what pigs do. They will produce liquid manure, they will produce manure as well. If they don't have water, they won't be productive. They need to have water, but they need the other things as well. If they have everything, the more productive they are. So we're going to have a quick look at all the different things we need to do. The first thing then is going to be, realistically, buying them. On whichever map you are playing on, you are going to have a livestock market somewhere. It might be in Emerson's, it might not be in Emerson's, it might have the big bull on the front, on the top, it could be anywhere, but you'll have a livestock market. If you go to the livestock market and into the buy sell box on PlayStation 3, if you press PlayStation 4, you press L3, it gives you all your options: pigs, sheep and cows. This is where you can come to buy and sell all of your animals. If you don't have a trailer, you can still buy and sell them, but they charge you a fee per animal. I think it's $200 transport fee per animal. So you don't need to have a trailer to transport them at all. You don't have to do it from here either. You can do it back at the pig enclosure, and I'll show you that in a bit as well. But if you are going to transport them yourself, buying of pigs, I'm going to buy 5. So click on buy, left hand box down the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 9. This trailer will carry 9 if I wanted it to. There are bigger trailers available, I'll show you that in a second. So that's buying. I'm going to confirm that for 15,000. So if we jump up on the tractor and have a look, we have our 5 pigs in the trailer. And like I say, you don't have to have a trailer, you can have them delivered for you direct to the farm. Now, for everything pig related or animal related, if you go into the shop and go to animals, which is highlighted, you are going to need a few different things to look after your pigs. You are going to need water. The Aquatrans is quite handy. You don't need, but you can use an animal trailer. A bale shredder, again, is not always necessary, but I'll show you that later on. We can skip over the Silo King. In game, there is a much bigger animal trailer, the MrSealyp AM19. There are also mods available in the mod hub for animal trailers. And for cleaning, in here we've got a Juno 150. That's a mod. I will talk about that later on as well. But for anything animal related, come into animals in the store and you can get the bits that you need. So we have our pigs. We now need to get them over to our farm. So up at the pig farm, and there are a few things you need to be aware of before we do anything else. At every pig farm there should be a buy and sell enclosure that when you go on it and you click on it, it will give you the option to buy and sell, load, unload, whatever you need to do. You should have one of those. There should be a manure bunker, there should be a slurry pit, there should be an animal feed trough, there should be a water trough, which we've got around the side here, and over the far side there should be an area where you put the bales in for bedding. All of those parts should be at the pig farm. With new maps coming out, sometimes things get missed and there are updates and those kind of things, but you should have all of those, and you will need all of those. So we've bought our pigs, we've brought them over, our ones are in a trailer. We go to the buy sell point, load unload point. If I go to unload, right hand side I've got my 5 pigs in my trailer, and in the left hand side I've got my farm with my 85 pigs in it. So if I unload all 5, my trailer's now empty, my farm has now got 90 pigs in it. Confirm that. And my trailer is now empty, I believe. It should be empty. Yep. And the pigs will be in here. There is no animation, unfortunately, to see them going out, and it would all be very wonderful if it was. So that's that. If I click on here now, I'll probably actually need to move the trailer away. But if I move the trailer out of the way and go into this box, it's no different to the box over at Emerson's at the livestock market. You can buy and sell animals from here or from over there. It really doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. So we have pigs. They need a few things. So we'll whiz across through the pig pen. And grab our tractor. Now, if we go back to here, so cleanliness is one of the first things we need to deal with as I go down the list. I'm going to do them in order down the list, that's not a problem at all. So we'll talk about cleanliness. I will grab the bucket. Buckets come in various shapes, sizes, mods, packs, you name it. There's something to suit everyone's needs. It's really entirely up to you what you do. So, round at the feed area where the feed trough is, you'll notice after a while you start getting splotches of food. They'll be around all over the place on here. That's your feed area, and that needs to be kept clean. If that's 100% cleanliness and everything else is topped up, they'll be 100% productive. Now, there are different ways of cleaning this feed area. We can simply do it, if we want to, with a bucket, and we just scoop it up like so. And once we've done that, we can put it straight back into the trough, and they kind of re-eat it, which is fine. There are other options available. In the animal thing, there's the Lely, which I mentioned, and this thing here, the Lely Juno 150, is a mod. It's an automated cleaning tool, and when you put it into the area, you set it up at a distance, normally in the middle, and when you set it off, it hires a worker. Doesn't charge you anything, and it will go up and down the area, and it will just clean it whenever you want it to. So that can be very, very useful. The other option I use is using a first stage conveyor belt, the one that picks up off the ground. It's automatic, so if you put it in here, it will automatically keep this area clean until the conveyor belt's full. Once the conveyor belt's full, you just jump in it, he says. Why is that not working? There we go. Turn it on. If I drive forward now, that should empty. There we go. Everything that was on it into the feed area. If I back up now, it will pick up the bits that are on the ground, like so. And I can just tip that again. There we go. So the feed area stays nice and clean. If I pull that back far enough, what will happen is, as soon as the stuff starts to appear on the floor, this will automatically pick it up. Depends how long the food trough area is. Sometimes you need to move it a little bit just to pick everything up, but generally speaking, it will keep the feed area pretty clean. It means you haven't got to keep coming back every 5 minutes to clean the feed trough area. So that's cleaning of the feed trough area. It will take a little while to reset. It's still saying cleanliness 95%, but that has been cleaned, so that will go back up to 100% in a moment. Next thing on the list then, we have got water. So, what I will do, just drop that off for the moment. We come round to the water trough. Now, the water trough needs filling with water, and you're going to need a water tanker. That is in the animals as well. There are mods available for these water tankers, but when you pull into the refill point, bottom right hand corner, you'll get the unload symbol come up. If I just come out, you'll see it disappear, like so. If I come back in, you'll see it reappear, and if I press right one and triangle, that will now fill it. At capacity, it will keep enough in there to feed the animals for 6 days. Now, I generally leave one of these at the feed area, so what I can do is just come and hook up to it whenever I need to, like so, and refill. Now, the water tankers themselves can be refilled at, there are various different troughs around the maps. Some maps have a hydrant. This one's got a trough just up here somewhere, as I recall. Wherever it's gone. Anyway, there is a water trough, yeah, just through there, that you can fill up from. On Giants maps, if there's a water source, you can actually fill up for free. On most modded maps, if you take the tanker down to a water source, it will still charge you, because you're taking water. But you can fill up from a water source or from a fountain, or there are various different places around the maps where you can refill those tankers. So that's water. If I go back on again, my water is now full. So next then comes bedding. Straw, it says, and straw is for the bedding. Again, that needs to be kept as close to possible full. You don't have to keep it full, it's not the be all and end all, but it certainly helps. And then we've got a couple of options for this as well. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work on this map. I'm not sure if it works on Giants ones or more on modded maps, but if we take a bale, I'm hoping it doesn't fill it, because it might well fill it. Actually, what I will do is do this one first. Now, this is a bale shredder, and these again come in different sizes. This is the Primor 15070M, and this is a much longer one than a kind of standard bale shredder. You can get shorter ones which take one bale. I normally put 2 or 3 in these, and it has a blower here, and it basically chops up the straw bale and spreads it. So if I drive forward, again you'll see the unload symbol should come up. There we go. So if I press triangle, there we go, that will blow the bedding into that area and it will fill it up. Now, I don't want to put too much in because it might ruin what I'm going to do next, but we shall see. I'm not sure, like say on Giants maps where it'll let you. Now it doesn't have to be round bales, it can be square bales, it can be any size bale you want. I'll say any size, but any shape. Just grab that. Now what you can often do with a bale, without having a bale shredder, you can put it over the rail. It will allow you on some maps, I don't know if it's going to do it, pretty sure in Giants ones, no it's not going to let me, is it? Sometimes it will let you take the bale, and if you put it over the rail it will kind of automatically take it. I'm pretty sure Giants ones it won't. It's weird. Never mind, but some maps it will allow you to. As soon as you get into this point here, oh there you go, it took it, brilliant. I was just in the wrong place. Sometimes the trigger's just a bit iffy, so it's taken the bale off there from here. So technically you don't need to get a bale shredder. If you're starting out and you haven't got a lot of money, you can just stick a bale on some bale forks. You find the trigger point in the bale shredding area, and it will take the bale straight into the area. It's not realistic, I know that. This is a far more realistic way of shredding your bales and putting them in there. But if you haven't got a lot of money and you want to get bales in there and pigs on the go, it's a good way of doing it. Same for the cows, it can work for the cows as well. So anyway, that's straw. I don't know if that's full actually. Let's have a quick look. It's as close to full as it needs to be. Fantastic. Right. So we've done water, we've done bedding, we've done cleanliness. Actually, drop off that bit. So next thing on our list of jobs to do then is feed. Feed is now an interesting one. There are lots of different ways of doing this, and it depends on your level of interest, realism, laziness, however you want to do it. It really is down to you. If we go back in and have a look, they need corn, they need wheat or barley, and it can be either or, canola, sunflowers or soybean, not all three, one of those, doesn't matter which one, potatoes and sugar beets. They need a certain amount of each of those things to get that full. Now as you can see at the bottom it says they always need water, they also require a clean feeding area, we've done that, and some require straw, done that. Their food mixture consists of a 50% base food, which is corn. They need more corn than anything else. 25% grain, wheat or barley, 20% protein, and then only 5% root crops. Thing is with root crops, when you harvest them you get a lot of root crop for whatever amount of ground you've got. So I've got a lot more root crop than anything else. So what I will do is put the root crop in first. So I've got my potatoes here. Now I've got a couple of bunkers here, and I've got each of those types just on the ground, which I scoop up whenever I need it. Now if your pig farm is near where your silos are, you can have all of this kept in your silos. Actually, it's probably way too much, but let's tip some of that back out. Because it only needs 5% root crops, so I've probably got way too much. You watch now, won't be enough, but anyway. Yeah, so if you want to keep in your silo and then come backwards and forwards, you can do that. I've put mine on the ground and I pick them up with a bucket and put them in. You can do that if you want to. Some people will have 4 separate little trailers, and each trailer will have one of these crops in it, and you just go and get the trailer when you need it. There are, numerous different ways of doing this. It really is entirely up to you, but they will need all 4. So if I bring it round here to the feed trough. So this is my root crops, and it's the bottom one out of all the feeds. And tip it. There you go, that's all it took for root crops, so I didn't need anywhere near as much as I actually took. Go back and have a look. So right down the bottom, potatoes, sugar beet is now full. So I can now go to each of my little bunkers. I've got barley in the first one, I think I've got canola in the second one. I've got over the potatoes obviously, and in the far corner I've got corn. What I'm going to just do is pop this down here. So that's if you want to do it all one crop at a time, all very realistic, etc, etc. There are other options available now, and this is why I wanted to do a kind of revisited. So on, well, say in-game, this has always been in-game. Just jump out of this. This has always been in-game, but in the pallets section you've got pig food. So we'll just quickly look in here. If I go across to pallets and scroll across seeds, fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, you've got pig food, big bag. It's not cheap, really, and it's a bit of a hassle moving the pallets around, that kind of thing. But the pig food will do a balance of everything. So what you can do, if you should choose, is rather than mess around with all the individual crops, you can just buy an already balanced kind of pig food. It says okay, why is that playing up? That's better. Okay, so put my pallet on. When I take this over the trough, this will automatically pour, but what it will do, it will split the pig food between all of the different food groups. So it's kind of like a total mixed ration, I suppose, for the pigs. That's taken the whole lot. So if I quickly look back into here. It's done a kind of a split. Not a huge amount because they require a fair old bit, but it does split it between all the remaining ones. It took that 1,000 litres in no time whatsoever. But you can use the pig food pallets if you want to. If you don't want to be messing around with all the individual crops, whether it be on the ground or with trailers or conveyor belts or from a silo, whatever you want to do, if you don't want to be bothering with all that, you can get pig food pallets. Now, the very latest thing, I say very latest, it's been out a little while now, is the pig food silo. And this is a mod, and the pig food silo is up here in placeables. If I scroll all the way across, I should come to it. There we go. MS Tech Pig Food Silo 10,200. It's like the seed tanks and fertilizer tanks and all those kind of things. It's just an automatic place. Now this is the same sort of thing. It's pre-mixed like the pig food pallets. You need to put it into a trailer and then you can just tip it, which is rather handy. Again, it saves you all the hassle. That can replace all of that. The one over there, all the hassle with feed everywhere. You haven't got to transport pallets around. You just need that and a trailer. Again, it comes down to your personal preference. If you want to build a narrative into what you're doing, you can just, it's a silo that you get filled up by somebody else who makes pig food, and it just saves you having to do it yourself. It's entirely up to you. Depends how much time and energy you want to spend on it. So, generally speaking, what happens is, if I can get the trigger right, so click L3 and it will fill up my trailer with pig food, which is like the mixed one, exactly the same as it was on the other one. Press L3 again and it stops. Now I'm hoping my tip point is at the rear of the trailer because I haven't adjusted it. So with tip side at the back, if I back this up and now press unload, that will do a total mix of pig food and it will probably take it all. There we go. Press that again and as you can see the food is filling up. Corn needs more than anything else, so that will keep going. I could just keep filling up that trailer and piling it all in until that all fills up. But that is the third option for feed. You can do all the different crops, you can do pallets, or you can do it from the pig food silo. That is entirely up to you. That just about covers everything required for pigs. Once they're fed, once their feed area is clear, as you can see now with the conveyor belt, obviously some food has come out again already and the conveyor belt's already picked up the first little bit of it. This feed area will remain clean right up until this fills up. Once this fills up from top to bottom and it can't hold any more, then it will start getting messy on the floor again, and that's when you know you can just whiz back over and give it a bit of a clean up. But that's pigs. They're very happy, they're very content. If you look now, it says next animal in 1 hour and 20. Well, within gameplay time, that's not going to take long at all. I've already gained another pig already. I had 85, I put 5 in, I'm now on 91. So I've gained another pig already. They do reproduce very quickly when they're fed, when they're happy. The more of them you have as well, the quicker they reproduce, which is fantastic. And like I said before, they will produce manure, and in here they will produce liquid slurry for putting onto your fields. And that is about it for pigs. Every pig enclosure is slightly different, different sizes, different layouts, but they should have all of those elements. There should be a buy sell point, load unload point, whatever you want to call it, for either going in with a trailer, without a trailer. It's entirely up to you. There should be a feed trough area. there should be a water trough area over there, and there should be a bedding area for putting the straw. Sometimes you have to drive into the enclosure to do it, sometimes you can do it from outside, and like I said with the bales, sometimes you can put a bale over the rail, but into the unload point. Some maps will, some maps won't. Sometimes the triggers are a bit finicky to find, but just have a bit of a play with it. There are loads of mods available for different trailers, for different, obviously the pig food silo. There are different bunkers for putting your feed into if you want to put all the feed separately. There are different bunkers you can buy. There are lots and lots of options. The bale shredder come in different sizes, but have a bit of a play. Enjoy it. Get your pigs on the go. When you want to sell them, you can also do it by trailer, again if you want to. You might say to yourself, I'm going to set myself a limit and I will only have 80 pigs. So every time you reproduce and you get more, when you reach 90 you might say, well, I'm going to sell 10 now. When you sell them, you make some money back. The only downside to doing that is the fact that, interestingly, they cost 3,000 to buy and you only make 1,000 when you sell them. It's one of those weird things with giants. The prices for animals seem incredibly high. The others all produce something. Obviously the sheep is wool and the cows is, is milk. These, because they reproduce themselves, you'd think if they cost 3,000 to buy, surely you should be able to sell them for not far off that. But apparently not. You only get 1,000 when you buy them. Now that might be different if you're playing easy or if you're playing hard. I'm playing on normal. That's what you get for normal. Now, if I've missed anything, I'm sure people will comment and say, what about this, what about that, you forgot this. I've tried to cover all the bases, all the elements you need for your pigs. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been useful. Like I say, it's covering some of the stuff that I did before, but it's also adding a couple of bits in that weren't original. The pig food silo wasn't there, and there are different options available for how you actually go about doing different things. If you enjoyed the episode or you found it useful, interesting or helpful, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you choose to do, thanks for watching.